It's national meets regional. Welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment, the long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us now for an exciting new path to celebrity interviews, music, rising talents, much, much more. Thank you for taking a moment to, hopefully 30 minutes, to watch our show today. We really do appreciate it. We've been airing in a lot of new places, so I'd like to say hi to a lot of our news stations for joining us and being part of the Sidewalks family. Before we get into Lori's interview with Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood, as they discussed their long involvement with Habitat for Humanity, we actually interviewed Trisha about that nonprofit organization back in 2009. That's right. Here now is a brief portion of that interview with Trisha and former Sidewalks host Raphael Siegel.
Now, we all know about Habitat for Humanity. This is a wonderful organization that helps build homes for people that have lost their homes or people that never had one. How in the world did you get involved in this? How did Trisha Yearwood get involved with this wonderful cause?
Well, I'm from Georgia, and former President Carter and his wife Rosalynn really put a face on Habitat for me as a young person, seeing them involved, and I really knew about Habitat for Humanity just from growing up in Georgia. And it was one of those things in the back of my mind. I thought that would really be cool to do, to get a chance to do. And Garth and I were asked a few years ago to be on one of the Carter work projects in New Orleans, and we said, let's go do it. Let's stop talking about it and let's go do it. And it was just such a great experience that we wanted to do it again, and we've had a chance to build a couple of other times. So for me, I had a chance to really get involved and try to really encourage women to come out and build.
Now, less people think that Trisha Yearwood is sitting on the sidelines, all dolled up with the hair done and everything. You're actually getting involved. You're grabbing a hammer. You're pounding nails, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely. The very first bill that I was on, there was no, you're a celebrity, we're going to make sure you don't have to do anything. It was like, here's your hammer, here's your tool belt, we need you to get over there and start helping build this wall. And it was wonderful, and I don't know what time in the morning we started, but when 4 or 5 o'clock came around and it was time to stop for the day, I didn't want to stop. You're tired, but it's a good tired.
Today's guests are two award-winning country music artists who for over a decade have been doing their part to help build and improve affordable housing with Habitat for Humanity. I'd like to welcome Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood. Hi, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Now, Garth, you've led and continue to lead a remarkable music career. What's your fondest memory of the very beginning of your career before you were famous?
I just think anytime that you get to probably see somebody in the crowd singing your stuff back to you, or somebody stops you in a store and tells you a story of what the music has done for it. And the truth is, yeah, that was before it all kind of took off, but probably the best thing, if you ask me now, it's probably going to be the same answer. It's still the best part of this gig.
And Trisha, not only are you known for your music, but we've also seen you on TV for Trisha's Southern Cooking. What's one of the dishes that you've made on the show that you continue to get the most feedback for?
Well, in the home, it is the mashed potatoes. So I don't do any. I think the reason people like the show is that we're pretty down to earth. We keep it pretty simple, and so people like those one dish meals. I know Garth does. Like, you can eat everything in one casserole that you can just kind of dig your fork into for the leftovers. But just the basic stuff, I think, is what people really do come back to.
Two award-winning country music singers, and now you guys have been volunteering with Habitat for Humanity for over a decade. How big of a problem is the lack of affordable housing here in the U.S.?
Well, affordable housing is becoming more and more difficult, and we're seeing that in Nashville, where we live. The city is really growing and booming, and that means that it's harder and harder to buy an affordable home, and that's happening all across America. So one of the things at Habitat is they're the champion of making sure that they keep homes affordable, and that is not only people volunteering to build homes, but all the people who volunteer, everything from the turf that goes on the ground the sod to the siding, we met a guy today who donated all the air conditioning supplies, to the communities coming together to make sure that this continues to happen. So for the 10 years we've been involved, we love what Habitat stands for, and we're honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I think that there's people on this planet that says everybody should have a roof over their head, but they don't have a clue how to make that happen. It's very different when you hear the President and First Lady, Miss Rosalynn, when you hear them say that, no, a roof over your head is a basic need, a basic right that we all should be entitled. So they have a plan how to do that. If anybody thinks Habitat is giving away houses, you could not be more wrong. This is a hand up, not a handout. So they have a very strategic pattern that has worked for them for years on how to get people into affordable housing, and it's an honor to get to work with these people.
Yeah, as you mentioned, you are out there with former President Jimmy Carter and former First Lady Rosalynn Carter. What's it been like working with them?
It's been, I can't even begin to describe the inspiration of getting to watch two people work together who have been married for 72 plus years. Their work ethic, their love, their teachings to love one another, how to be married. They just they're amazing. I know you're laughing. You want to?
Yeah, I mean the thing, it's hard to keep up with them. I think he turns 95 next year, and she's not that far behind him, and they still will outwork everybody, including anybody on this broadcast or anybody out there. They'll outwork them all. So we just love them for that.
That's amazing. And, unfortunately, we are running out of time. But before we sign out, I just have one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
This is actually a fan question from Pam in Los Banos, California. This one's for Garth. With so many country music artists collaborating with other artists of other genres, what is or is there anyone who you would like to collaborate that isn't a country music artist?
Oh, sure. There's a lot of great talent out there, and no offense to country music, but I'm not sure that pop music isn't maybe honing in more on the song than even country music is right now, which we've always kind of carried that crown. So there's a ton of pop artists that you'd be lucky to work with, and we're getting to see a lot of them in country music because country music is known for the song, and the greatest pop artists and the greatest blues artists, all of them made sure the song was in front. So yeah, that's a great question, but there's a lot of them.
Oh, wow. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Very much.
Garth, Trisha, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.